Well, my friends, if you saw the last video that Rad Rob and I did together, you noticed that I saw this machine and had to do a video on the Supercell. Now, we're standing in front of it, and I gotta know why. From Med Center to Supercell, the growth of one machine to the other, from accuracy and precision, which this one has also, to rough and rigidness that goes into this machine. Rad Rob, I love calling you that, by the way. Not just Rob, but Rad Rob. There's obviously an evolution going on in this shop. The products you're making require the tolerances that Kitamura can handle. But we just talked about a med center that's a lot smaller, that you built an entire room around, and now you grew to this beautiful beast here. Why the Supercell investment?
Well, actually, you know, buying our med center was our first kind of step into Kitamura and really understanding what a truly high precision machine was like. And that ended up being a game changer for us. So the parts we were kind of struggling with manufacturing, hitting tolerances, once that solved our problem, it kind of opened our eyes like, all right, we need to start looking elsewhere for, you know, something else. We need to add more capabilities to it. You know, a lot more travel on this, a lot more tool capacity, a lot more torque. It's just a lot more machine. And so for us, it was, that machine is, our med center is designed to do one part number, and it's only ever going to do one part number for the rest of its life until we add more machines and we got to up the volume. This machine is more of like a really high precision, rapid prototyping machine. So right now we're already making 3 part numbers on it. We've only had it operational for a few weeks, and we're already running the pallets through the night and everything. Pretty easy to set up. And now it's just kind of tooling it up. It's got 230 tools on it. So we've only got 32 tools in there right now. We're barely scratching the surface of this thing. So the goal for this is to eventually tool this entire thing up, all the way to 230. We're using the power grip. We're pretty much use exclusively power grip in this machine as well, along with the 5th axis work holding that we're using to hold the material down. And it'll always be just sort of whatever part we need to make, we need to do it quickly, we need to do it accurately, this machine's going to do it. And then as we're done prototyping, if we need volume, we just load up the pallets and let it run through the night. So this machine has sort of opened up our efficiency even further than what the med center did. So it's kind of a, you know, now we've got 2 really high quality machines, and I think we'll have more in the future as well.
Well, I have a 2-part follow-up question. I'll introduce both of those questions to you, but we'll only go over one first, then we'll go to the other one second. The first part is, you mentioned the Med Center was kind of the evolution of your shop. It allowed you to do more, understanding what a highly accurate machine is. So I'm gonna ask you about talking with the audience about making that type of investment and what it takes in order to understand, okay, I'm going from one level of machine to another machine. The next thing I want to talk about is with the evolution of this Supercell is what are you most excited about, which we're going to get into that in just a minute. But when we're talking about taking a shop from, let's say, that level where a lot of us are competing for the same parts because any machine can do it that's out there, right? And you move into a world where only specific high quality machines can start making those parts. How do you get the confidence and courage when you were making the decision to go with Kitamura to take that step into that world?
You know, to be honest, when I spent a lot of time looking into this, I was first introduced to Kitamura at IMTS back in 2022, and I went to that show specifically with the intention of buying a machine. We didn't know what we were buying. We just knew we needed something that was more accurate than what we currently had.
What a fun playground.
Yeah, tell me about it. And going to the Kitamura booth and talking about the Med Center, you know, it's kind of like talking to them and you know, you talk to their applications guys and really kind of pick their brain on what's this machine truly capable of. And then at that point, it's kind of throwing caution to the wind and just hoping it's going to do what they say it can do, you know.
And has it?
It has. And like we've talked about too, it's more than just the machine though. It's, you know, the tooling that we're using, the work holding that we're using. It's kind of the comprehensive package of manufacturing cell, if you will, to handle that kind of precision. So that Med Center really kind of answered that question for me. And so now we're kind of going forward looking at what else can we do? What else does Kitamura offer that can solve some of our needs as we go forward?
And I travel around a lot, just like you know, and I get to see similar evolutions to what you just described. It's putting your foot in the water, saying, is what you're telling me real? And when it becomes a reality, then you go, okay, what else can I do with this, right? So here we are now. We're a few weeks to a few months in. You've already told me before we hit record on these cameras, and you were like, Tony, it's like a toy for me.
Yeah,
I'm a Kitamura nerd at the moment,
oh,
right?
I love this thing.
You were telling me
Yeah.
this. So what are you most excited about on the potentials of what this machine can bring you?
You know, I'm just really kind of excited to see where we go with it. One of the big things too, it's sort of an intangible, is it's going to help make our lives easier on manufacturing the parts, machining the parts become a little bit easier. There's a lot to it up front, but on top of it, it's also what our engineers can now design that we can machine easily. So it kind of, it's sort of twofold, you know, it allows us to machine easier, but it all allows us to sort of open up our capabilities. So engineers can design things with tighter tolerances, and they do. They love doing that. So everything gets tighter, everything gets more accurate, surface finishes get better. You know, it just sort of allows us to sort of progress as a company, and that's what we're all about, you know, developing cutting edge technology and sort of being at the forefront of where we're headed. So
what I want to talk about now is a topic that you and I are passionate about, and you have a shop in Montana as well, am I correct?
Correct, we do have a manufacturing facility.
You have a manufacturing facility in Montana. I've been to Montana before, and a conversation I had there was, how do you find machinists? And the response was, well, it's difficult.
Right.
Machining isn't typically what we have up here. We like to be outdoors, we like to go hiking. I was actually doing a splitboarding video at that time, so they were doing this snowboarding, splitboarding. But having engineers there was sometimes a difficult thing. So they were doing engineering in other parts and sending it there. Now, I will bring this full circle for both the audience and yourself in just a second. And what I want to bring up is, with a machine like Kitamura, do you find there's value in the machine's quality allowing sometimes an operator that's not quite as, let's say, seasoned as some of the other folks that are out there right now? Because some machines out there you got to tinker with, you got to tweak,
right.
You got to make sure the parts run. You can press go on this machine and that part's coming out good. Do you find also in your experience when running a machine like this that your operators, sure, they need to be skilled, we want them to be skilled, but the parts are coming off exactly as they're programmed?
Oh yeah. I mean, especially on this machine, the parts we're making on this right now, the tolerancing isn't as tight as what we're making on the Med Center, so that makes it a little bit easier as well. But like I said, you know, I've done a lot of work on the back end of templating for programming and Fusion that we use. That's what I use for programming. Posting out through Complete, verifying through that everything is. I program through Fusion, post out through Complete, and then verifying through Complete, make sure there's no crashes, anything like that. Putting it in the machine, and it's just done exactly what I've expected it to do. So it's worked out really well, and I've trained a couple guys in this shop that come from other controllers. They're not quite familiar with this, and the learning curve is pretty quick. They pick it up pretty fast. I mean, I got a lot of good guys here. These guys are rock stars. But we haven't had any problems with that. So it's been good sort of cross-training these guys on different controllers, different machines, different processes, different M codes here and there, and but it's not too bad. So it's been working out pretty well for us.
You and I are talking right now in a very intimate situation here in this machine shop, and I say that for a reason, because we're going to step away and take a bird's eye view real quick for all the viewers out there and just say, when it comes to all the reshoring that we're talking about right now, when it comes to making more parts and competing in a price-effective way across the entire globe, it's machines like this Kitamura that allow us to do that. Would you agree?
I would.
That we're able to run nights, weekends, keep prices lower, be more efficient, less scrap that goes along with
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. In fact, I mean, we've had that on our previous machines that we're making these parts on that can't quite hold the tolerance as well. You have a lot more fallout than with this machine. This machine, once it was dialed in, I haven't made a scrap part yet with it. So it's been, and knock on wood, I haven't broken any tools either. I haven't built the tool breakage detection into the program yet. So we're just kind of sending it, hoping for the best in the morning. I've set a security camera up above the machine so I can watch it from home. Yeah, make sure nothing's going on with it. If I need to, I'll come back in here and sort it out so we don't lose any downtime. But other than that, it's been awesome for us. So I've been real happy.
Well, Rob, your Instagram handle is perfect. This is Rad Rob, in case you want to check him out on Instagram as well. Rob, thank you so much for your time today. This is the Supercell. This is Kitamura. We appreciate you joining us today. Time is the one thing that Rob and I cannot manufacture more of. So if you spent it with us today, we appreciate it. Thank you so much.